Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer.
Hey, Yuri here. Today we're going to be talking about following something to 100%, like to the T, to the letter, versus not doing so and slightly making little adjustments as you need to. So the reason we're talking about this is there was a question that Louise posted on my Facebook page. She actually recently purchased my Eating for Energy program, so thank you, Louise. And she has a question. Basically, she wants to know, what if I can't get food on your list? My stores around me don't carry many of them, like goji berries and other things, and finding organic is very hard. That's a very good question. A lot of people ask this. Now, as valid as that question is, I want you guys to think a little bit more bigger picture with a lot of this stuff. Now, I understand when you purchase a program like Eating for Energy or follow any kind of diet, there's usually, grocery lists, recipes, stuff like that. And my intention is for you to feel comfortable enough to identify which foods are somewhat similar to other foods. So, green leafy vegetables. If you can't find kale, just use Swiss chard. As an example, if you can't find Swiss chard, use collard greens. If you can't find collard greens, use spinach. So my goal is that I would rather teach you how to fish than just give you the fish. And I understand that we all want a very simple plan to follow, and Eating for Energy really is this simple plan to follow. It's laid out entirely for you. And with respect to the foods, if you can't find a specific food, I want you to get to a point where you feel comfortable enough and knowledgeable enough to say, you know what, I don't have apples for whatever reason in my grocery store today, but you know what, a pear is close enough. Or they don't have blackberries, well, I'll just use blueberries. Okay, so that's the idea, is that you don't have to follow things to the letter 100% of the time. It's not going to be the end of the world if you're missing an ingredient or if you have to substitute something in for something else. One of the most common ones I get is, I don't have kale where I live, what can I use instead? So as I just mentioned, any other green leafy vegetable is going to be good enough. Sure, they're slightly different nutritionally, but again, it's all good. Okay, you're getting more greens in, that's all that matters. With respect to goji berries, other superfoods, who cares? I barely ever eat goji berries. They're amazing, but I don't think I've bought goji berries in several months. So, and the health food store is just down the street, so I could go there and buy them, but I just never think about it. But again, that's not the base of my diet. That's not going to make or break my health. Okay, what's going to make or break my health is the overall quality of my diet. And if goji berries are not coming in, it's not the end of the world. So don't worry. Don't be, don't stress about that kind of stuff. If you're missing a specific food or a particular ingredient, just do the best you can with the foods available around you. And I understand that if you live in sub-Saharan in Africa or Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe or Canada or Scandinavia, you're going to have access to different foods. The goal, the idea with Eating for Energy is really to eat more plant-based foods, more of them in their raw states, more of them fresh. Okay? So if you just look at that as a baseline, if that's kind of your overriding philosophy, more plant foods, more of them in their raw states, and most of them in their as fresh as possible. It becomes a lot easier that way, right? Sure, if you're following certain recipes, you're gonna need certain things, but you can substitute things in if you need to, where you can. And again, if you're missing stuff, there's probably foods that I don't even know of that are accessible in different parts of the world. As long as they're plant-based, as long as they're fruits and vegetables, for the most part, you're fine. Okay, so that's the idea. That's the message I want to get across to you. So Louise, hopefully that's helped you out. And if anyone else has that same question, I want you to think about that as well. Is that it's like, how do you equip yourself with the knowledge to be able to make these decisions better for yourself, as opposed to continually asking these types of questions? Now, there's nothing wrong with these types of questions, but in the bigger picture, if you don't have blackberries, can you use blueberries? We get questions like this all the time, right? I want you to have the wherewithal and the knowledge to be able to make a decision like that for yourself a little bit more effectively, okay? Because that is a very, 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 that's a very small detail And there are bigger concerns, bigger questions that need answering before that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons that we actually put together Super Nutrition Academy, was to give you, the everyday person, the level of knowledge and understanding almost that I have with respect to nutrition and health. Okay, because Eating for Energy is an amazing program, and if you follow it, I guarantee you'll double your energy in 5 days. That's pretty much what everyone experiences if you follow it. But if you want an additional, much better and deeper understanding of all levels of health and nutrition, and not just with respect to raw food, you have to check out Super Nutrition Academy. There is nothing like it, and that's the reason I developed it. When I went back to school and studied holistic nutrition, it changed my life. And I realized that so many people are lost, they're dazed and confused with respect to their nutrition and health. And I see it every single day. I don't even know how many questions I get asked every single day. And as much as I love answering these questions, and I want to continue doing this for as long as I live, I also want you to have the same or very similar level of knowledge and understanding, so that you can be your own kind of master and expert with respect to this stuff. So I'd highly recommend checking out Super Nutrition Academy. You can go to supernutritionacademy.com. Again, just look around. It's an amazing program. At the very minimum, sign up for our Big Fat Food Lies report. You'll learn a ton of stuff, 7 big nutrition myths that you need to know about. And yeah, so that's all for me today. Louise, hopefully that's helped you out. And again, thanks for your question, and I'll see you in the next video.